Welcome to the second stop in the 2016 Red Bull Air Race World Championship in Spielberg, set of the foot of the Styrian Mountains at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. This race course is one of the most challenging on the circuit due to the 61-metre vertical difference between the lowest and highest gate. Pilots must use the terrain wisely to line up the start of each lap as they approach both of them from a difficult sight line. High G-turns also need to be optimal for the pilot to maintain speed when coming down the hill, avoiding penalty through the final gates.
Good afternoon, everyone. Country Flyboy here, and today, Red Bull Air Racing. So this is a game, Red Bull Air Racing, God, I can't even remember the name of it off the top of my head. Red Bull Air Racing World Championship. Now, this is pre-recorded footage. I recorded this, and I'm doing a commentary after the fact. So, yeah, this is a flying game. It's in a closed beta right now, but you can get access. Well, I got access simply by going to their website, signing up, and they sent me a game link pretty quickly. This is the tutorial mission. Bit of a problem. The game launches you into this mission immediately. It doesn't give you a chance to set up your controls or your graphics settings. So these are the default graphics with the game, which arguably are actually pretty good looking at them. Don't want to comment on the flight model just yet because at the moment I'm using the keyboard. It did have controller profiles for the Xbox 360 controller as well as several flight joysticks, but I didn't see mine on the list of anything. It only gave me the option for the keyboard, really. I didn't have my 360 controller plugged in. Didn't do too bad on the practice run, but that's also because we were above the course. Now we're going to launch back into it, and we're going to have to go through the gates this time. Smoke on.
You're cleared into the track. Smoke on.
Alright. Now watch me do horribly. Keep in mind I'm still flying with the keyboard here. That's why the controls are so precise. And the keyboard controls are a bit awkward. I about killed that guy there. So this game looks really pretty. And from what I can tell, the flight model is not that bad in it. We'll get into that a little bit later. But once I actually get my joystick configured. If you're wondering what this little red track line, right into that pylon. If you're wondering what this little red track line is here, that's the fastest line through the course. That's the optimal way to get through the course, and from what I can tell, I hadn't found a way to turn that off yet. Although I think I saw an option for it in the settings, I just didn't really play with it. This is my first impressions, like this is the first time playing the game. I've done nothing with it beforehand. And yeah, just, if you're wondering, like, wait a minute, isn't it a 5-second penalty when you hit the gates? Well, there are different levels of difficulty. There's 3 difficulty levels for the flight model and 3 or 4 difficulty levels for the rule sets of the game. I'm on the lowest one for the rule sets of the game, so you get, your time penalties are a lot less, and I think you can actually pass through the gates with incorrect flying. As for the flight model, right now it's on the novice one because it is on keyboard. Once I switched it over to joystick and got my joystick configured, I went it onto the professional one. And the measurements down there are in miles per hour on those gauges, and that's the third pylon I hit. I think I hit this one again. Maybe not. Maybe, nope. Smack into it. Seemed to struggle there. Alright, so, bit about the game. Once you get out of that, you'll go through a configuration screen to pick your airplane and sign up with a sponsorship. And then it wants to immediately put you back here. I have yet to visit the main menu yet. So to get to the menu, what you got to do is you have to go into the verses. You saw the solo play was blacked out there. And then back out of that, and boom, you're in the menu now. And you can see everything you need to do. So here we can see the aircraft. Looks really pretty. The model is really well done. And it's got a photo mode in the game too. This is a Sparrow BT-9. We'll go through the aircraft list a little later. And we signed up with Wing Racers Sports Games for our sponsor because I like the paint job. I think they're also the guys who make the game. Yep, so you see me going back and forth. I think that's what I used to get the thumbnail, although I didn't use that image. And you can have multiple aircraft, although off the bat you can really only afford the first one. So here's the settings menu. You can see I'm setting everything up the way I like it. Display units. I switched that over to... I left it on Imperial, but I found out there is an actual aviation measurement system later. Flight model on Professional. And here I'm just configuring everything. Turn that motion blur off. I should point out that there is an issue with this game. And that is, in order to play it, you have to install a certain Windows update, which you probably already have. But if you are a user of Microsoft's Flight Simulator, like I am, that update is going to cause you problems. That update was KB something. I'll put it up on the screen. But if you have that update, Microsoft Flight Sim X will sometimes crash to desktop because of it. The easiest fix was to just remove the update because it was really only for Internet Explorer, and since most people don't really use Internet Explorer anymore, you can get away with uninstalling it. But it seems to be a required update for this game, and the game won't let you launch into the game without that update. So I've temporarily reinstalled that update. I'm probably not going to make this game a regular series because of that. I'm going to look into fixes for Flight Sim X, though, because I want to play this more. It's a really good game. Now here we're at, I'm not sure, I'm going to call this my second favorite course for now. And this is the Grand Canyon. So here now I'm using my controller, my joystick. But, is this the second time? Yeah, okay, so my throttle is at 100%. First time I had an issue with the throttle not working correctly. I had to back out and do it again. But I guess I cut that from the footage. So here I have actual full control of the aircraft with my joystick, and you can see my flight controls are a lot smoother now. Now, I know the graphics are really good. You can see there is some issues with the graphics. Not major ones, but they're noticeable. That may not even show up on the recording, I'm not sure. Okay, so here we are coming through this gate. I like this course because of the altitude changes between the gates. Flying too low seems to be my #1 problem. I always come through those gates way too low. And you gotta be spot on when you go through those gates. Perfect level flight, not climbing or descending at all. Yeah, it's actually pretty difficult. Now, for some reason, they want you to pass through these red gates with level flight. But I thought you're supposed to knife edge through the red gates. Now, you can watch your gauges down at the bottom. You see we have no wind right now. I'm really low in altitude. That altitude does appear to be an MSL. And I think I may have gone over the speed limit there, though on the novice difficulty level it didn't ding me for it. Flying too low again. That is my biggest issue, is flying too low. And see there, yep, flying too low again. This is one of the best courses in the game right here. And there we go, climbing on up. And then it'll put us on the, it'll show us where we rank globally with other players. I am 1,881, so I suck. And you can see #1 up there is using another aircraft, and he's using a controller and all that fun stuff. He did that course in less than 40 seconds, though. That's pretty impressive. Alright, let's, what was I doing here? Oh, I was looking. You can see all the details, like what flight model they were using. Alright, and there's no way to really replay the course again without going to the hangar first. And my sponsorship deal is ended, so you have to periodically renew your sponsorship. And if you look down there at the bottom, you can see my plane has taken some damage, 90% as opposed to 100%. And here I'm just trying to select a sponsor. Doesn't really appear to change too much, except the background of your hangar and the paint job on your aircraft. Ultimately, I go with Wing Racers because I like that paint job. Although I was torn between Wing Racers and Arctic. however you pronounce that. And I click unlock sponsor here, and I get an in-game advertisement. Yeah, let's skip that. Advertisements in-game, that's not what I meant. So, we do have solo play as an option. Right now we have a Sparrow BT6, and you can see here I'm going to go back to the controls to configure some stuff, and I find there is actually an airplane display unit. So we're going to go with that one, so it makes sense to our brains. I think this is Abu Dhabi here. Yep, Abu Dhabi is in this course. This is a nice one too. They're all really neat courses, and the graphics are fantastic, aside from the minor issues we saw. And the game runs very well. It was running at a pretty stable 60 frames per second. There you go. Now you can see our speeds in knots now. But for some reason, wind is still in miles per hour. It's not in knots as well. It's interesting. Well, it doesn't matter because there's calm winds right now anyway on this weather setting. I didn't try anything other than clear, but there is a variety of weather settings. Now, unfortunately, there isn't, from what I can tell, there's no free flight mode that lets you roam around the courses without the criteria of going through the racetrack. I wish there was, because I'd really like to play with this flight model some. It does feel pretty realistic, but it's hard to tell when you're zipping so low over the ground. At such a high speed, I completely missed that one. Way too high. I about go into the water right there. I was over controlling that. It's a lot harder than it looks. If you don't believe me, go pick up the game. It's free for now. Don't know if they're still developing it. Actually, no, they are, because it just got patched today, actually. And flying too low rears its ugly head again. That seems to be my biggest problem. I seem to be able to get that gate pretty good though, just none of the other ones. Here we come through the final gate. Let's see where we rank on this one. Even worse, 2,298. Yeah, we did terribly on that one. It got a little easier with the joystick, but nah, we still suck. So we gotta repair the aircraft soon, but it's still good for now. It doesn't tell us what parts are broken, just tells us overall status. Maybe in the future it'll tell us individual bits of the airplane. Alright, so we got $1,400. Now's a good time to go through all the airplanes. So as you can see, there's different levels: Rookie, Voyager, Hermes, Cup, and Master Class. So here we're looking at the top tier of the rookie level, which is the Edge 360. So here's the default, the Sparrow BT9. That's what you're going to get. Once you get up enough money, you can go up to the 8K Cab Decathlon, which is a bit of an improvement, and then up to the Edge 360, which is a legit stunt plane, kind of like the Edge 540. Up in the sports class, we have the Ultima 10300, and then we have the Votec 221. As soon as I click on it here, there I go, which looks pretty neat. Archer Merlin is at the top tier, and this is by far the coolest looking one. I tried to go into camera view there, but it messed up. So it looks like you can only use the camera on planes you already own. That's a shame. Yeah, that Merlin looks neat. I like that one. Anyway, right up into the next class we go. Here we can see the Grop G120TP. This one just looks like a brick. Here we have the Sequoia Su-26. And right below that, the Votech 452. Next up, we have the Challenger class with the extra 330 at the top, and the Gamebird 1 as the one right below it. Look at that one. That one looks awesome. I like that prop, that 4-blade. Nice curvature on the prop blades. And in the Master class, we have the MSXR and the Edge 540 V3. And that is all the planes, so it's got a decent amount of aircraft in it. Although, I still say that that one with the sweet-looking intakes on the back was the coolest. Alright, so video's almost over, so I think I'm just gonna shut up now and just let you watch me make a mockery of myself. Anyway, I'll link to the game in the description. Sign up, download it. They sent me a link right off the bat, pretty much, once I signed up for it, so hopefully you can get onto the game too. It's actually pretty fun. Anyway, I'll shut up now and you can just watch the race.
You're cleared into the track. Smoke on.